Yo, what's up, everybody? What's good? What's happening, y'all? That's right, the Boxing Source here checking in. And this has been long overdue. This one here, I've been seeing about getting this made. So I said, you know what? Let me make this happen this week. Let me get in touch with my brother. And I wanted to hear from him. Of course, he is there, in the amateur ranks, of course, doing his thing in the amateur ranks out there in the Northeast U.S. New Hampshire area. Of course, competing there around the welterweight division. Of course, and he's looking to get some action, here in 2025. And that's my guy, Charles, the Hitman Stone. What's going on, man?
Finally, the Hitman has come back to the boxing source. JP, what's going on, big dog? How you doing?
What? No, I'm just, I'm just
What?
yeah, man.
What? What?
Yeah, man. Good, all good, all good. Just very thankful for you to join out here with us, man. To chop it up, of course. What's going on with you? Out there, like I said, the amateur race and everything like that. Know you've been doing some work here and there, trying to get in that action, get active in the ring, man. So what's been going on?
Really, man, nothing really but just work, staying in the gym, just, dealing with life. I got a few personal things going on. So, I've been trying to take care of that before doing anything else. Because one thing about me is I hate distractions. I hate being, having to deal with certain things. And I've had a lot of things I've been having to deal with over the past few years. That's kind of, like not taking my focus away from boxing, but kind of taking my attention more in some serious direction. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to take care of these things, but we're always in shape, always in the gym. You know, even when I'm not in the gym, I'm still getting a good workout at work because I do demo and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
just life been life, you know.
Yeah, I feel your life. Definitely be life, man, over the past few years for a lot. And like you said, man, as long as you are able to handle what you need to handle, because once you get in the ring, you want to be of sound, mind and body, but before you step in the ring, you don't want to have any major distractions to
Mhm.
get you off your game once you're there in the ring. You feel
Yeah.
me? So as long as you're able to get that particular thing done first, then you could properly focus on getting in the ring there, man. Know that you've had like a couple of fights there in your amateur ranks. Should be around that floating around in that 147-pound division, correct?
Yeah, I guess that they're changing it down to 143.
Mm.
That's what I heard. And actually, no, I think it's actually in effect that they're changing it down to 143. So I've been thinking about, pumping them weights a little bit more. You know what I mean? Trying to
Mm.
move up a little bit because, I mean, getting to 147. So for my last fight, so I was supposed to fight March 30th and then fight the next week on April 6th. So I got to the place March 30th, and it turns out the dude I was supposed to fight wasn't even there.
Mm.
I didn't. I cut weight for a whole week. Didn't get to eat none of my favorite food. Didn't get to do nothing for a week. I was on a steady diet of like hot chews, some water, oatmeal, and he didn't show up. So that was already aggravating. Then the next week, I did get the fight, but you know they gave it to him for a split decision. 9 out of 10 people over there thought that I won, but that's neither here nor there because I didn't get the win. So I'm not satisfied with that. But suffered a little injury during that fight, a little wrist injury. So ever since then, I really just been, working out, working, just focusing on, getting better, getting my mind and body right. So next time I fight, putting a hole through somebody's head with these fists.
For sure, for sure. Now, what do you think is like one of the main things that you've been working on there while you've been out basically out from that time since April?
Really just kind of working on getting back to what made me me, because I'm not gonna lie, if you go back and look at my first fight, I'm really a mover. You know what I mean? I really like to move around, dance around you, hit you with shots. You know, I'm really kind of what I criticize a lot of fighters about being. And then my last fight, I kind of tried to just stand there and just dog it out. which
Mm-hmm.
I can do, but that's not really who I am as a fighter. So really kind of working on getting back to my real identity, working on my temperament. That's another issue I got because you've been in the spaces with me. You see, I could be a little quick tempered sometimes, and when I get hit, then I just kind of want to fight. But just working on going back to the basics, doing what made me really who I am, and just working on different things like working on throwing more combinations, um, maybe upping the punch output a little bit because I like to really pick my shots. I don't really like to throw a whole lot of shots, but in the amateurs, that's kind of what it is. It's a point system. So I just been working on different things, being a little bit more active, throwing shots while moving forward, moving backwards, just a lot of different things. And being around Rashidi, he teaches me a lot.
Yeah, that's something there, yo. You mentioned there, Speedy Rashidi Ellis. Of course, they're around the welterweight division as a professional, but you being there in the amateurs and how they do the point system, it's more about scoring as much points and being as active with your hands as necessary. But you
Yes, it's
said
sprint.
there with your initial style is like you want to keep the distance and move around a little bit, so you could score them points and then move around so that they won't have that opportunity to score anything. You know what I mean? Because it's basically based on what some of the judges may see there, like you can move around and you could like have something that your gloves up or something, but they could still score a point or something like that. So you always gotta be aware of whatever goes on during the fight in that particular instance.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened in my last fight. Like a lot of the punches he was throwing, it was all off my hands, my arms. I only remember getting hit maybe a handful of times in the 3 rounds. But I think because he was more active, they kind of, at least two of the judges swayed it towards him. I was more precise with my shots. I landed. I heard him. Matter of fact, I heard him moving backwards. I heard him, but I didn't finish him. The ref kept breaking us up and stuff like that. He hit me with a headbutt. The ref didn't even say nothing about that. But the referee was mad that I was trying to take his head off in the clinch. But hey, it is what it is. You learn and you move on. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, I mean, like you said, you're working out there in the New Hampshire area, New England area, and things like that. Like, a lot of times when fight fans, bring up some fighters that have been at the top there over the past few years, like 10, 15 years or so. There's like very rare cases where they mention someone that's up there in the New England area. Of course, you have our guy Demetrius Andre that's been a two-division world champion.
It's me again.
That's uh, and you got Speedy there too. So like how is it to be around that particular area as far as like the fight game is concerned?
Honestly, it's real underrated. A lot of people don't really talk about these guys. I think that's because we don't really get a lot of attention over here because we got to compete with being around guys like guys from New York, stuff like that, guys from New Jersey, Philadelphia, and we're not a particularly big state. You know what I mean? Because you got Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, stuff like that. So we're not really a big part of the map, but we got a lot of good fighters. Like you said, we got Demetrius, we got Rashidi, we got guys like Mike Fontanez, who everybody should look out for. Look out for Mike Fontanez, Bless Southpaw. That's my guy right there. You got guys like Kevin Rodriguez, Kyrie Todd. We got a lot of good guys in the area who could really fight, could really box. And, they work real hard. And I would like to see the spotlight kind of get shown on them a lot more. You know what I mean? Then you
Yeah,
got guys in the amateurs too. Like you got guys like Shine, guys like Christian Moore. We call them the City Boys. We got like Christian and Tony. We got a lot of good guys out here.
yeah, for sure, for sure. You mentioned there with Mike Fontanez. He had that recent bout in October
Mm.
where he was able to get a stoppage victory, and then you got something planned up here in February as well. So people will be able to catch him there at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville too. So that would be something for them to kind of like catch up with Michael there.
That's
Now, you say there you've been working in the gym and things like that. Like, what is it like working with your trainers while you're at the gyms?
it's always good because it's not so much that the relationship with the trainers, my two trainers, Alex and Andrew, and we just We also got guys from Lawrence that come over to the gym now because we were training in Revere for a little while because they shut Somerville down, but things happened over there. Then we moved to Salem, New Hampshire, so we're training at LFG. So it's really just one big family. You know what I mean? Like we all train together, we laugh together, we joke together. But it's good to be around like a big family instead of it just feeling like everybody's in it for themselves. You know what I mean? Because you got some gyms where guys they just go there. Oh yeah, we train together, but that's about it. Nah, we all we hang out together, we talk together frequently. We all got good relationships. We all it's like a brotherhood, and it's good because you got other people that want to see you do good, and you want to see them do good. And no matter what, our off days, the days where we're on, at the end of the day, we're all just a big family, and it's just it's rejuvenating, honestly, because
Mhm.
I'm a little bit of a I don't really like to be bothered with people all that much. I like to kind of do my own thing, keep my head down, and stay out the way. But it's always fun to be around guys who can bring that energy out in you, and it brings the best out in you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You said you're there around Salem, New Hampshire. It's a little bit of a drive down. What is it? Straight drive north from Boston, Massachusetts. There, so you do have that activity where if you wanted to get down in Boston and they have some things going on in Boston, you could do that as well.
Yep, it's like, cause me, I live about 20 minutes away from Boston, and about 25 minutes away from Salem, so it's not too far, and it's real convenient to be honest. It's real convenient. Cause my job we just changed shops. We moved to Methuen, and a few weeks ago I was helping my mom out with something. We went to go get something to eat. I was like, oh snap, the gym's right around the corner, so I could go drop something off I can go pick my check up at the shop, go cash it, just go right to the gym. Real convenient.
Yeah, yeah, that's something there. That's a definite plus to have all of those locations there, like the gym, there by your job and everything like that. So you have
Yeah,
that level of comfortability right there, where you could just go just about what a couple minutes out, and you
just,
be right there in the gym. You know what I mean? Just
that's
just right there, man. So like I said, you're there, staying in shape and keeping in shape and things like that. But I usually ask this with some fighters, like, what would you say is like the toughest thing that you do while you be training?
probably strength and conditioning. Probably strength and conditioning. Because a lot of people they probably say maybe sparring, maybe stuff like that. But the sparring is just kind of sparring's always been fun to me because it's like you get punched right in the face. I'll punch you back in the face, go back and forth, then we're done. But strength and conditioning, man, and it's like you go from one thing to another. You go from maybe flipping a tire, now you're doing push-ups, now you're doing pull-ups, now you're doing sprints on the bag, now you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just you just got to stay on point like that, and
Yeah.
it gets you ready. But it's like damn, man, now my legs are tired. Now I got to work on my shoulders being tired. Now my back hurt. Now my chest. It's a lot, but it gets you prepared. So when the fight comes, it's just just get in there and just throw your hands, really.
Yeah, it's all about it's there's mainly about repetition. Like, man, it's like, oh man, I gotta do this again. I do
Hmm.
this again. I gotta do this again. Yeah, that be the joint, man. Don't matter what level or what sport, man. Strength and conditioning be just getting everybody's nerves with that joint, man. Shout out to brother Adam Hurley here on the live. Says salute to Box Source and Charles Hitman Stone. He said, not familiar with Charles. Said what weight class is he in? The Hitman is there competing in the welterweight division, man. The welterweight division. So
Well, he's
uh,
not familiar with the biggest star in all the boxing, the mega star, baby.
yeah, he's not quite familiar with the megastar of boxing. We got to get him familiar with the megastar of boxing. You feel
Definitely.
me? So yeah, we definitely got to do that, man. So hey, you talk about being part of that New England area and stuff like that. Of course, you mentioned there's Speedy Rashidi Ellis, of course, welterweight contender. Competing to be a world title contender there in the welterweight division. Like who else would you say is some of the fighters that you look up to within that particular area? One, and then just overall.
I'll probably say really right now, it's really only Sheedy and Mike because I have the chance to be around them. So it's just like all the knowledge they drop, a lot of the things they teach me. Um, to me, Boo Boo too. I do look up to Boo Boo because I've known who Boo Boo was since I was about like 11, 12 years old,
Mm,
getting to see him fight on, the big stages, multiple time world champion, knowing that Cinnamon never wanted to fight him.
mm.
He's like one of my favorite fighters, Charlo. So I say it's really those three, cause Boo Boo, cause I've known who he was for a while, and Sheedy and Mike, cause I've got to be around them too. Also Kyrie Todd, he's like another big brother figure to me. I've known him for a while too. Teaches me a whole lot, talks to me a lot. So really, really probably those four guys. Because other guys like you got Jermaine Ortiz, but I don't think I think the last time I've been around him, I might have been 15 or something. That was a long, long time.
Mm.
But I ain't really been around a lot of those guys actually.
I feel you. I feel
Salute to
you.
them. I hope I love what they're doing with their careers. I hope they continue to thrive and do good in the sport of boxing. You see Jermaine been on the big stage twice. Me
Hmm.
personally, I think he won both of those fights. So shout out to him. Hopefully he gets another big fight soon. You know what I mean? I want all the guys in the New England area to do good, even if they might be guys I could eventually fight one day. Guys that from other gyms. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, I just want everybody in the area to do good because the better they do, the better it is for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, Adam Hurley asked there for pro fighters. Have you met Terrence Bud Crawford?
Nah, I never met Bud. I never met Bud. I'd like to meet Bud though. Bud seemed like a cool guy. I just gotta hope he's not in one of them moods. You know how Bud can get sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Focus on your
oh
fight for you not make it to your fight.
yeah. Hey, listen, man, I seen Terrence Crawford actually headbutt somebody at one point. So like I'm telling you, he be on some other stuff sometimes, man.
Look, any dude, look, and shout out to Bud. Any dude that got a varsity trench coat, I want no parts. I don't want no parts of you.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Now, I was talking about the some of the fighters there that are within your area. Now we're going talk about fighters that you'll be keeping an eye on that be rooting for and stuff like that. Of course, I would know there being part of the spaces and everything like that. But tell the people like who else you be following there in the boxing scene.
Like in the world of boxing,
Yeah.
y'all know I'm a big Charlo fan. I love the Charlo brothers. Those my guys, man. I've been rocking with the Charlos since they had the dreads. A lot of people don't even remember the Charlos when they had the dreads. I do.
Yeah.
Charlos, Tank. I think Tank beats all of them dudes at 135, 130, and 140. Um, Spence. I like Bivol, Crawford. Who else? I want to say Boots, but that's one of Rashidi's ops, so I can't really be rocking with him right now. Boots, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. You got Boo Boo. Shit, we got a lot of good guys in boxing. Anyway, I love the monster. I love watching him work. Fulton. There's a lot of those guys. I really got to sit down and think about it because there's so many guys in boxing, but also there's so many guys in boxing who I'm not really a big fan of. You know me, generational hater. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Good gimmick, but
good gimmick.
that's a whole other story right there. We talk about those fighters that you absolutely despise, but like you said there
And I
with
can't forget, my bad to cut you off.
oh
I
yeah,
can't
okay,
forget, and I might get you mad, but you already know the bronze bomber, baby, Deontay
oh yeah,
Wilder.
yeah. You do you are definitely a Deontay Wilder fan there, so of course you be screaming bomb squad,
Absolutely.
and all that type of stuff, right? Hey, well, you said there, I know you're amateur. You asked, would you ever move to 154 with all those bad boys at 154?
And they ain't better than the Hitman. They call me the Hitman for a reason. Just write their name down on that list. I'm gonna take them out. Don't matter who it is.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And shout out to Cal Cooley, says blessings to you, blessings and all that, man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, of course, I gotta get to this. This is part of the whole thing, man. Because hey, being a fighter, you gotta have an identity and everything like that. So of course, you have the nickname, the Hitman, and we all know where it's based in because we know that you are a big fan of wrestling. Of course,
No,
you
of
got
course.
Bret the Hitman Hart, of course, right? That's pretty much around my time. You know, the best there is, the best there was, and the
And the
best there
best there
ever
ever
will
will be. We don't
be.
like Bill Goldberg. We do not
Yeah.
rock with no Bill Goldberg.
Bill under Solberg or anything like that, man. You know what I mean? So talk about, your whole thing about following wrestling and where it stems from and all that.
Man, I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid, man. So the first wrestler I ever heard of was The Rock. You know what I mean? Because funny enough, my mom's brother went to school with The Rock because they're down from Florida, Miami. So
Mhm.
Rock really was the first wrestler I was introduced to. But the guy that got me into wrestling is a legend killer, Randy Orton. Always been a big Randy Orton fan. All the nasty things he done to the legends, all the people he done kicked in the head. Setting Undertaker's casket on fire, putting him in
Mhm.
the back of the lowrider, driving him into the set. You got guys like Randy, Batista, Cena. Um, More modern times, you got Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. I've always, wrestling just always been cool to me because it's always not so much the in ring part, because the in ring part I've always liked. And, going to the events, you gain more of a respect for it since you get to see them do it in person.
Mhm.
Always like the storylines and the characters. That's what really gets you hooked because it's like, okay, he's good in ring, but what's his character about? Then you see him cut a promo and you're like, oh, he could talk. Oh, he's cocky, he's arrogant, but he backs it up. So I've
Mhm.
always really been a big wrestling fan. It's always been fun. The energy, the presentation, and all that, the belts, everything about it is really, always been a big wrestling fan. But we don't rock with AEW. They the ops.
Yeah, for sure, man. He said Adams Hurley says they watched Hogan and the Junkyard Dog up too old. Hey, yeah, that's around my time, man. Like Junkyard Dog. You talk about Andre the Giant, the
I know
Honky
Terry
Tonk
broke a lot
Man,
of your
Greg
heart.
the Hammer Valentine. Yeah, know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. And he says like no Hearns. Yeah, yeah. He pretty much was before time,
Oh,
man.
best
So
believe I love Tommy Hearns,
of
the
course,
original
Tommy
one, the
Hearns.
Motor City Cobra, baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One of the
But
only
of
people that can get
course,
away with fighting with Jerry curls.
right, exactly. That on that point there with the with the wrestling thing, I know you had the whole thing with the Hitman nickname, but as I was introducing you, you had the whole thing with and of course you talked about it there with the Rock, you know. So how is it to like kind of carry that moniker there? Because you kind of like use that as far as like your whole persona, how you approach things in the ring and outside the ring too.
No, really, it's the trash talk that gets me. It's the trash talk because telling somebody to take that little whatever it is, shine it up real nice, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up the candy ass. It's just like, no matter how old I get, that will never not be funny. That will never not be funny. Then you got the Versace shirt, the glasses, the
Mm-hmm.
sideburns, the walk. It's just, hey, look, if I can imitate it and I can do it good, I might as well just take it. And it seemed like The Rock for a while, he forgot how to be The Rock, so somebody had to do it for him. You know?
I mean, we had a couple of movies here and there and all that and type of trips and stuff like that. So it kind of was out there. So you don't get the Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. Yeah, you don't get that type of rock no more.
But
So
we get him slapping the hell out of Cody Rhodes, so you know what? I'm all for it.
yeah,
All
yeah.
for it.
And I thought, what is he like the what was he, the final boss or something like that from
Final
that
boss,
last
baby.
WrestleMania? Yeah. So he did have that too as well. So that was something, man. But yeah, we'll go back into the whole thing with the boxing joint because man, we got a big fight coming up tomorrow, man. We got Alexander Usyk, defending his titles there in the rematch against the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury there,
What's up,
man.
one Tyson Fury?
Yeah. You rabbits! I'm gonna get you, you rabbits.
You big bossy.
How was your flight, rabbits? So what are you thinking about this upcoming fight, man? I know they had to weigh in a few hours ago when they said something about Tyson Fury being over 275 pounds or something like that. But and I don't know, man. I'm leaning towards Usyk in this too, man.
Man, I'm gonna go with Fury, man. I think The first fight, really, that was a great fight. That first fight, that was a hell of a fight. And I think Fury had it, but he got a little too comfortable, started showboating too much.
Yeah.
And then Usyk hit him with a Hadouken or something because that man was stumbling all around the ring. Then he adjusted, started fighting that mid range. Usyk started styling on him. Then Fury made a little comeback. But I'm gonna go with Fury late stoppage tomorrow. I think Fury. I think him coming in heavier. I think he's gonna go right at him. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna start the fight off boxing with him again. I think
Mhm.
Fury's gonna run right at him. I think he's gonna bully him around, make it dirty, smother him, shoe shine him, rabbit punches, stray blow. I think you're gonna get a real dirty version of Fury tomorrow. I don't think he's fighting this fight clean at all.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I feel like some people may say that Fury would have to approach this particular fight. Like he can't necessarily outbox Usyk. He
Mhm.
can't do that. So he has to be that guy that's 6'7" and 270 plus, and use all of that against Alexander Usyk, and make sure that Usyk doesn't move around the ring all too much, and just try to wear him down, and eventually get the best of him. There, what he says, Adam Hurley says they want to go, pick Fury too. Hey man, this is like a definite pick 'em to me. Like I've seen it like close to 50-50 odds there for this particular fight. So I mean that's something that I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. Because like outside of that, man, I haven't seen like any fight on that card that I'm remotely interested in. To be honest, on that joint.
Yeah, man, that's might be the most uninspiring card I've seen in a while.
Oh yeah. I thought the joint with the Golden Boy card was like uninspiring, but this one right here, oh my god, like that's just unbelievable, man,
What
unbelievable.
did The Rock say? Grade A monkey crap.
Yeah, grade A monkey crap, So that's the thing, man. On that, what they got coming up here next? What in 2025? You got the joint there with the February 22nd card that's
Yeah,
coming up.
that.
But I'm also looking forward to the David Morrell David Benavidez fight there on
That's what I'm really
February
looking for.
1st, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be there front and center for that one. That's going to be a absolute fight. Listen, I don't know what the odds are for the thing as far as like the outcome, but at least the odds for the draw got to be like plus 5,000, because I'm saying that someone's gonna get stopped in that fight, man. You
Yeah,
know.
the odds are real close. Actually, the odds are
Yep.
very close.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and
And
seeing what
who you
happens
going
there
with?
with. Oh, I'm picking Morel. Actually, I've been picking Morel on this one, man. I'm just saying, man. Like the thing with Benavidez, like he's done a lot there in super middleweight. He had to fight there against Alexander Vasek at light heavyweight there, his first bout at light heavyweight. But he's had a number of those like physical advantages against a number of his opponents. He doesn't have that here against David Morrell Jr.
Nope.
And it's gonna be really interesting to see how he be able to work his way out of that.
And any
Adam
guy that's
Hurley.
going to throw a belt at you at a face off, better watch out for that dude.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Adam Hurley asks, who would you fight if you could fight any one guy?
Damn, that's a good question. Um, Out of spite, it would be Canelo. Just out of pure spite. But if I could fight any fighter in today's era, either one of the Charlo brothers or Tank. Tank for the payday. Cause damn,
Mhm.
Tank bring him out too. Tank bring him out. No
Yeah,
Ti. But the
yeah.
Charlos, just because I've always it would be cool to fight. One or two of your favorite fighters, and they look like it would be cool to fight your favorite fighter. You know what I mean? And I'd like to do
Mm.
that. So either Tank or one of the Charlo brothers, or
Man.
Canelo, just out of pure spite and a payday.
Yeah, in the payday, man. You know me, I would fight Golovkin, man, just because I just don't like him.
Yeah, but then they be saying I'm picking on an old man. You know what I mean?
Where someone
Matter of
said
fact, no.
like,
You know who I'd fight? Dillian White.
okay. Oh yeah. I was waiting for you to say Dylan White. I was
I'd
waiting
love
for
to
you
send
to
him to
say
hell with an uppercut.
waiting for you to say Dylan White, man. Someone said like back when it was like a few months ago what it was. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was fighting. He said, "Man, if I drop some weight, then I would beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr." Man, I was like, it's like, oh goodness, man. Like, hey, I'm like, if there's someone I don't know, maybe I'll step in the ring and fight, put me on a Jake Paul card or something against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't know, man.
Now, what did Matt say a few days ago? He said Hitman's not a big hater to me because I actually want to get in the ring and fight Dylan White.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another one who wants to fight Dylan White. He's a guy that is all chill, but he'll definitely fight Dylan White, man.
Oh man.
Oh man. He said, yeah, when's Hitman's next fight? Yeah, we're working. We're working on that, and then we're gonna get some updates to see when he'll be ready to go and have this next fight coming up in the amateur ranks, man. So y'all just stay on the lookout on that one, man. On that for sure, man. What else they got coming up? February 22nd. Better be a Bivol rematch. He said Bivol is one of your favorite fighters.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel he has to do here in this rematch in order to get the nod this time around?
He's got to do what I actually don't think he has. I think he's got to take it up another gear, and I don't know if he got another gear to him. That's my only issue with him. See, Bivol's a lot like him and Shakur. They remind me a lot of each other. To the point where it's like they got this one gear that they really want to fight at, but I don't know if they either want to or if they can't kick it into the next gear. And I don't know if that's gonna. I don't think that's really gonna help him too much against Beterbiev. But Beterbiev is getting a little bit older. It's a pretty quick turnaround for him because we ever since B Hop was champion, he been fighting once a year. Ever
Yeah,
since Hawkins was champion, so it's like, hey, maybe he ain't fully rested up. Who knows? But I think I think the rematch is gonna end in either one or two ways. Either Bivol's gonna get a decision, or Beterbiev might stop him a second time around.
yeah. I mean, I
But
talked.
has either one of them ever had a rematch before? Well, not I know Beterbiev hasn't because he stopped everybody. But has
Yeah.
Bivol ever had a rematch before?
Mm-mm. Nope.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they make an adjustment. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one of Batabiev's guys there in the camp, Iceman John Scully, talking about this quick turnaround, and he said, man, that might benefit Batabiev here, because all like I said, all those times he'd been basically fighting once a year with all the injuries, so now
Mhm.
he's able to get right back in the gym or get right back in the camp or go all the way to Siberia or something like they were saying in wrestling bears and that type of stuff to prepare for this rematch or something, man.
Yeah, I seen what Bivol was doing, throwing snow over his body, then jumping in the water. I'm like, these dudes are different.
Mm-hmm. So he said, man, shout out to Matt Gomez in the building. He says, hey, the fighting of Baturviev was better than the boxing of Bivol. Can Bivol's boxing be better than the fighting of Baturviev this time around? Yeah, I don't know, man. He looked like he tried to send a message there in those first couple rounds to, try to land some power shots and things like that. And then, it just ended up not really affecting Baturbiev. So we went back to the boxing and moving around, and he still ended up getting caught, So we have to see if
Yeah.
he's able to do that a little bit more this time around. What else they
You know
got
what?
on that joint,
Oh, too.
man? They got that Virgil Ortiz and Israel Majimov on it. They got Shakur Stevenson, versus Floyd Schofield. Talk about Shakur Stevenson having that one gear, but I mean, you got Floyd Schofield, man, and he's like, yeah, we want to step up to have this fight, but yeah, we'll see how he does here. But it's a whole different class, messing with Shakur Stevenson there, man. So,
I'll say
that
this: Shakur finally he's gonna know what it's like to be Unk in the ring because he old. How old is Schofield? How old is he? Like 23, 24?
yeah, around 23,
And Shakur is what, like 27, 28?
yeah, 27, yeah.
Yeah, so he unk right now. So hey, go teach a kid a lesson. I'm actually hoping I'm actually hoping Shakur sends a message with
Actually,
the fight because I want him to fight. I want to see him versus Tank, and I want him to really put belt to ass for this fight because I really kind of I want to get more. I want to get excited. I talk a lot of crap about a lot of these dudes. I'm a
Mhm.
fan. I'm a fighter, but I'm a fan first. I grew up a fan of boxing, so I'm gonna obviously have
Yeah.
an opinion. But I want to see him put belts ass and show different levels to this fight. Step on him,
Hmm.
just to kind of put that stamp on it.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't seen that since he fought Jamel Herring over in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So I want to see if he'll be able to do that against a 22-year-old. Actually, he's 22,
Oh, he's
and
22.
yeah, for
Damn,
Schofield,
I
yeah,
feel like
22, man. Adam says a kid also in Shakur is a great fight. And Matt says, "What's up with Jamal?" Well, I mean, I had, of course, his coach Ronnie Shields on earlier, and he said, "Hey, they're looking to have him on for March 1st. So we're
oh,
looking to see if he's going to be on that March 1st card
that's gonna be at
in
the Barclays Center
Brooklyn.
too, right?
Yeah, the Barclays Center. Yep,
All right, looks like we're gonna have to link up again. I gotta
yep.
see. I
Oh
gotta
yeah.
see my favorite fighter. I gotta see one of my favorite fighters fight in person.
Oh yeah. You got to be there. You got to be there for that, man. Definitely got to be there for that, man. That's like the last link up we had when we had the joint for the Wilder Hellenius fight. So
Yep.
we gotta see if we can do another one, and that would be the one to try to go ahead and do right there, man. So we'll arrange something there for that March 1st weekend and all that type of stuff, man. You know,
Definitely, definitely. I love Brooklyn.
um,
I love Brooklyn. I might be from Boston, but I love Brooklyn. I love New York.
yeah, definitely a lot of stuff that you'll do there in Brooklyn and Manhattan and Harlem, all that type of stuff. So you definitely will have a time there in that joint, man. What else is coming up that I would kind of say is fairly good? I mean, of course, you got the thing there, Tank Davis and Lamont Roach is going to headline the joint there in the Barclays Center. Waiting for them, man. I ain't get the email yet, but I'm waiting for them to say, hey, they're gonna have Gary Antoine Russell versus Jose Raul Valenzuela on that card too, man. That's the one that I'm looking forward to, as well as that particular fight there at 140 pounds. So, what else they said? I said the thing there with Jamal Charlo that would be on it. Maybe a couple other fights, but they haven't really uh, brought those up as far as like who would be on that quite yet. But definitely looking forward to that. All like I said, the folks there in Baltimore and DC, they'll be all up in there for that crowd. And man, Barclays, man, but like you've been there for the Wilder fight, but the tank fight in the Barclays, man, it's gonna be a whole different story out there, man. Whole different story, man.
I'm gonna
Telling you.
have to dress up for that occasion. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to bring the locks back too for that occasion.
Well, yeah, you could dress up, but I'll say this: if you do dress up, once the fight and the event is done, once you leave the arena, you're gonna notice that there's gonna be some spill on your thing there, man.
I'm out.
Oh man.
I'm out. Matter of fact, Matt could be my paid security.
Yeah, you can do that, man. He'll definitely be there to be right in front of you if anything goes on.
Yeah, that was basically my security last time. I remember, bro. Easy when I tell you, cause that was 2022. That was almost 3 years ago, right?
Hmm.
So I get to New York. I pick up T Michelle, and then I go to pick up Matt. Matt said, "Yeah, I'm in CVS right now." I walk in, and I'm like, "Yo, where is it?" I see him from my peripheral. I'm like, "Yo, why ain't he in the WWE?" That is a big dude.
Hey, like some people call him Andre the Giant or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, he's definitely a big guy there. So you definitely have to make sure that you're able to. What I would say, if you go try to crack a good joke, you might as well be quick. Because if he grabs you,
You finished.
yeah, you're
You
finished.
finished.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man.
Unless you got a horse around. If you got a horse around you, you good.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But man, definitely thankful for you joining us here, man. But we got to get folks to follow the Hitman.
Thanks for
Okay,
being on.
so What can they? What do they need to do in order to follow the hitman? And what's going
Look,
on
all you
with
gotta do, follow me on IG, Charles Hitman Stone. Follow me on Twitter, Almighty underscore. All right, it's gonna be HLTMAN because I got my other account Ice. Y'all, I'm not gonna get into why I got my other account Ice, but
you? Yeah,
you've been on the space with me. You know how I could be sometimes on the timeline. But I got my other
yeah.
account Ice, so Almighty underscore HLT man, and don't add me on Facebook. Y'all don't need to have me on Facebook. Um, I don't really want y'all adding me on Snapchat either. I don't want y'all doing that. Y'all can follow my YouTube channel, Almighty Hitman, two words. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, IG. I'll follow back, depending on who you are. You know, if you're not some jabroni that I need to take down to Know Your Role Boulevard and check your candy ass in the SmackDown Hotel, you can get a follow back. Or you might be a nice looking woman. Definitely give you a follow back. Cut that part out. But I'll follow you back depending on who you are. I'll follow you back.
Word. And one more joint before I roll out is brother Matt Gomez says, who has the hitman sparred?
Rashidi Ellis, Mike Fontanez, um, Charles Mitch Lewis. Those are the three names I'll give y'all. Don't worry about who I spar. I'll spar some guys.
Word. So, like I said, very thankful for the hitman to join us here at the Boston Source. And we're gonna definitely have more here, as we look forward to what's going down in 2025. So, definitely gonna be checking out more from you later, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt.